Hey, so let's get started in our nice, tall, grounded seat. Taking a moment to just slow down your breathing a little bit. Noticing the breath as you feel the earth beneath your feet, beneath your sitting bones, and then allowing for that foundation to give you this inner lift. Feeling the spine elongate, and then feeling the shoulders melt away from the ears. Just relax the shoulders as you gently open your chest. And then relax all the muscles in your face completely. Relax it. Eyes gently closed or gazing at the ground. And then feeling the crown of your head lift up. And again, feel that breath coming in. Feel it going out. And just finding a little bit of stillness, peacefulness in your mind, and all that's going around in your world and in the world. I have a little story to share, and you're welcome to just keep breathing slowly and mindfully. As I share this, we noticed my mom, when she goes in to open up the refrigerator, she always says things like, there's nothing to eat. And then I go and look in the refrigerator and there's so many things to eat. I'm like, there's eggs, there's mushrooms, there's spinach. And like thinking to myself, like, what does she mean? And then there's times when we go grocery shopping and there's almost too much food in there. So she opens it up and she says, we have to hurry up and eat this. So I asked her the other day, I would say, I'm just curious to know, what would make it feel like it's enough, abundant, but not overly abundant? When you open up the refrigerator, what would be in there that would make it feel perfect? And if it doesn't feel, not perfect, but if it doesn't feel like you have the right amount of food in your refrigerator, then what is it? Why do you feel that way? So we just had a little bit of a conversation about that, and maybe it could be she grew up right after, the World War II ended in Japan, and they didn't have very much to eat. Again, it's not trying to find out about perfection, but just kind of being curious about our own perception. She has the same way when it comes to her clothing in her closet. She'll say, I have nothing to wear. Every time we go somewhere, I have nothing to wear. And then I'll be like, okay, why don't you go shopping? So she'll go, Kahala Mall and go to Macy's, and she'll wander around, and then she'll tell herself, there's nothing. In Japanese, nani mo nai, nani mo nai, nani mo nai. And it's not to make fun of my mom. It's not. It's really just to bring awareness to the way we sometimes think, and I don't even know that we think that way. And I know that I have my own perception on some things. So today is talking about abundance, and how can we view the world with a view of abundance, hofu, instead of scarcity or lack. So I think if you can, next time you're feeling something bubbling up inside you, kind of like a complaint that you have about whatever is going on, and it just invite you to see if you can look at it from both perspectives, and then just be curious as to why we think this way. Where does it come from? And maybe you're not going to have an answer right away. And it's not to get an answer immediately. It's just to bring awareness and curiosity into our own mindset and how that might be affecting our day-to-day life and satisfaction in this world. So I have a quote from Marianne Williamson. The key to abundance is meeting limited circumstances with unlimited thoughts. So looking at, the glass, is it half empty, is it half full, or however you want to look at that. Does it have, a certain kind of liquid? Just looking at it from all angles and being curious. So thank you for obliging us in sharing that story. And again, not to pick on my mom. She's crying. But I love that, she is so open to talking about stuff like this, because I think as we age, we start to get a little bit more rigid and a little bit more, our thinking becomes, no, this is the way, because we've done it for so long. So the neural pathways and the ditches are so deep that you don't even know you're in a ditch. So thank you for...
I thought to talk by myself. Did you hear? Oh, sorry.
Sometimes she gets annoyed. All right, so let's move into some stretches. So let's just move our body a little bit. So take some deep breaths in and out through the nose, and just bring awareness to how we view the world. Do we view it with abundance, or do we view it with lack? Or maybe somewhere in between. Again, no right or wrong, just observing. And we'll move into just a little bit of neck rolls here. So again, we're just going to do about 3 rolls to the right and 3 rolls to the left. Move slowly. Breathe into any areas of tension that you have. I was meditating this morning, and my mind would not stop racing. So, just knowing that it's just a practice every day. Opposite direction if you haven't already moved it in the opposite direction. Breathe. And then clearly I realize I have a lot on my mind. We've been selling off all our stuff, and it's been interesting. We've been meeting some really cool people. We had a little karaoke party here the other day, selling my karaoke mic. All right, and then we'll move into some shoulder rolls. Breathing, rolling, releasing tension. So we can release tension. We can just let it go, opposite direction. And one of the reasons why we can do this by stretching is to show that we can actually release mental and emotional tension too, that we don't have to hold everything. We can let go. All right, so we're going to get up and do some stretches for our legs here. So try to see if we can either use the wall. So my mom's going to use the wall. So my mom's going to use the wall, and then I'm going to use the chair. Or make sure that if you do have a chair, that it's pretty sturdy. Yeah? And if you feel comfortable doing this without a chair, doing downward facing dog, then just go ahead and do that too. Otherwise, you're just going to make sure your chair is sturdy. So if it's rolly, make sure that it's against the wall. And then just walk your feet back. So walk your feet back all the way, and then make sure that you relax your head and neck so that the arms are extended, the legs are moving back, and then the knees can be bent. So hold your lower abdomen in, relax your head and neck. So just shake out the head and neck, and feel a really good stretch in your shoulders to start. And then we'll start pedaling our feet. So walking the dog, pedal your feet from side to side. Again, just breathe into the backs of your legs, hold that lower belly in, open up your chest. This is such a great stretch for your lower back too. So you really want to lift the tailbone all the way up towards the ceiling. Breathe, and then try to see if you can bring both heels down towards the ground. Again, they don't have to touch, and your knees can be bent still. Some days, and especially when you wake up in the morning, your body is pretty stiff. So try not to overly push yourself. Let's listen to your breathing. Make sure your breathing is nice and slow. Wonderful. We're going to slowly walk our feet back just gently a little bit. We're going to bring our right foot forward, and then our left foot is going to be at about a 45-degree angle. Going to keep both legs nice and straight. See if you can bring that back heel down. Open up your legs nice and wide, and swing your left hip forward so that your hips are almost square towards the wall or the chair. And then we're just going to keep our legs straight as much as possible, and then hinge your hinge your body forward. So try to keep your chest open, gazing forward. And then maybe this is as much as you're coming down, but you're feeling an incredible stretch in the back leg. And then you're opening up your right hip here too. So again, try to swing that left hip forward, try to square the hips, and then lean forward. Ground both feet, tuck in that lower abdomen, and breathe, and lower down and breathe. Make sure you elongate your spine. And breathe. Very nice. We're going to slowly come up, and then we're going to bend the front knee. And try to see if you can keep that back heel down. So again, incredible stretch in the calf. And then we're going to slowly lower down. So you can keep both hands on the chair, both hands on the wall. And then bend that knee, bring that heel down. Keep your chest open and breathe. Nice. And we're going to slowly straighten up. We're going to lift the right foot up, so toes up, and again you're squaring the hips, and then slowly lower down with your toes up. Breathe. Nice. And then slowly lower the toes down, and then we'll go ahead and bend that front knee, bring the left foot forward, and then step the right foot back. Again, 45-degree angle, swing the right hips back. And then just try to bring your heel down towards the ground. It doesn't have to touch. We're going to straighten both legs out, bring the right hip forward, and then slowly we're going to hinge the hips forward, chest open, belly tucked in, and then bring your chest down as much as possible. So stretching out that back heel, that back leg. Breathe. Stretching it all out, we're going to slowly come up and bend that left knee. And then again, that back heel comes up. Try to see if you can ground both feet down. And then we're really strengthening the leg here too, and really grounding ourselves. So tummy tucked in, belly in, chest open, and then bend that knee and breathe. And then slowly let's straighten out that front leg, bring the toes up, and then we'll bring our body down, chest down. And breathe. Belly in. Nice. We're going to slowly lower that foot down, and then bring that right foot forward. Ooh, shake it out. We're going to do a little bit of a hip opener. So if you're more comfortable sitting on the chair and doing a figure 4, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we're going to flip the chair around towards us. So the seat comes towards us. And then we're going to bring our right knee up on there. And then we're going to just open up so that the calf and the foot is at an angle. Yeah. And then for some of you, this might be enough. We're going to start to slowly walk that foot back, the left foot back a little bit. Yep. So just go to where you feel like the tension, send some breath to that area, and then walk your feet back gently. So we're just opening up the hips really gently here. Breathe. Open up your chest. See if you can do a little bit of a back bend here. So you're going to open up your chest towards the ceiling. And breathe. And then we're going to do a little bit of a sleeping pigeon. And we're going to slowly bring our body forward. So again, chest is open. Maybe you can relax your chin on your chair. And if you're doing this sitting down, same thing. You would do the same thing. We're just trying to open up our hips and breathe into, if it's really tight, just send your breath there. And the hips do get pretty tight. We're going to slowly lift up, and then we're going to do a little twist here. So we're going to bring our left hand to the right knee, right hand behind us, and then find a good twist here. So elongate the spine, relax your shoulders, and then look over your right shoulder and breathe. twisted pigeon. Or pretzel, whatever you want to call it. We're going to come back, and then we're going to slowly bring that left foot forward and then release that right leg. And you can kind of make some X's and O's with it to release some of the tension. And then we'll do the other side. So left knee up, and then open up the calf and the heel so that it's at an angle, and then slowly walk that right foot back. Gently slide it back if you need to. Slowly bring that hip down and breathe into it. Yeah. And if you haven't done a lot of hip openers, and this is probably going to be a lot for you, so just again, listen to your breath. If your breath starts to become very ragged, then that means you need to back off a little bit. So as long as you can take some nice full breaths, then you are doing good. If you want to do a little bit of a chest opener, we're going to lift our chest up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Try to bring your hips forward. Lift your chest up. And then slowly we're going to come down into sleeping pigeon. Breathe. And these are some of my favorite. Well, maybe we'll practice a little bit of yin yoga next week. You can hold these poses for longer periods of time. If you send your breath there, you'll notice that it just begins to open up slowly. And that's creating that new muscle memory of stretching and openness. Breathe. Yeah. Send love. I think when we feel tension, we usually clench. But see if you can send love. Send it to be more open. So slowly we'll come back up, and then we're going to do a little twist here. So right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, and then twist, looking over your, this hand over here. Yeah, there you go. Looking over your left shoulder. Breathe and twist, twist and twist. And then slowly we'll come back. We're going to walk that right foot up slowly. And then lift that left leg out and make some X's and make some O's. So one of the things that you can do to strengthen your quadriceps and your hip muscles is to lift up your legs. So if you're sitting down, you can just lift your leg like this. But if we're going to go and bring our foot over the chair like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 8 times. 5. Be careful. 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, so it helps you to strengthen right here the hips. So 1. Also good for balance. 2, 3. You can be sitting and doing this, Baba. Be careful. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll shake it out. Good job. Yeah, so if you're sitting on the chair, you can just go like this. 1, 2. Just as long as you're lifting it up, it's good. Yeah. Okay, so we'll come back into our seat again. Now that we've stretched out our legs a little bit, I feel like we do a lot of arms, but we haven't been stretching the backs of our legs. So I wanted to give us an opportunity to do that. While we're at it too, we can actually get some side stretches done too, just because those are my favorite stretches. Just bringing that right hand down and then lifting up the left arm and reaching, making sure both glutes are on the ground. Breathe and reach and lift up. Breathe and reach and lift up. And then slowly come down. We'll do the other side. Ground that left hand down. Reach up with the right. Reach up, reach up. Breathe. Stretch. And then slowly come back. Whew. Take a breath and let's just gently close our eyes here just to notice what we feel. So relax your jaw muscles. Notice that your heart is beating a little faster. Maybe there might be some tingling in the fingertips, and seeing if you can just kind of bring that awareness and feel that vibration all around your whole body. And that in itself is a feeling of abundance. I shared yesterday, currently we have unlimited breaths, and currently we have unlimited heartbeats. And we can tap into that feeling of abundance as well. So let's just go ahead and bring awareness to that feeling of abundance of our autonomic nervous system, our bodies, just continuously doing what it needs to be doing. And that all we need to do is get out of its way, and maybe even help it with eating nourishing food, having deep connections, getting some movement in, sleeping well, drinking water, just basics of good health and wellness. And that's really all we need to do. Just go back to the simple things, improving our habits every day, all without judgment, all with compassion and self-care and self-love for ourselves. We're going to move into a gratitude meditation. And before we do that, I have a quote from Ekhart Tolle, and from his book, A New Earth. Acknowledging the good that you have in your life is the foundation of all abundance. So we'll work into a gratitude practice meditation. So when you're inhaling, silently telling yourself, I am grateful for, and as you exhale, think of something that you feel grateful for. Each exhale can be something different or the same. Each inhale, silently or out loud, say, I am grateful for. And we're going to do this silent practice for 3 minutes, beginning now. Slowly begin to deepen your breathing, releasing your practice, noticing how you feel, bringing awareness to how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. Maybe even noticing where you feel what you feel. Is it in your abdomen? Do you feel a warmth there? Or maybe in your heart, a little fluttering. Just notice where you feel what you feel. No need to judge or analyze, just bringing observation and awareness. And I invite you to take time today and any other day that you'd like to just bring that feeling of abundance, or have curiosity in how to bring more abundance into your life. Bringing your hands to the heart center, taking a nice deep breath in, slowly exhaling all the way out. The divine light in me honors and recognizes the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste.